Hello and welcome everybody, it's Wes here, and today we're going to be doing If You're Not Talking With Them. Alright, if you are new to my channel, you can find the timestamps down below in the comment section. Just look for my name, it'll be highlighted and pinned. Show more info and you'll see all the blue links there to go to whatever sign you want to watch. Alright, please use those timestamps. I put them there for your convenience so you don't have to pan through the video trying to find your sign. Alright? If you need to get a hold of me, my email is always put in the description box of this video. Alright, if you have questions, feedback, or you want a personal reading. Alright? Also, thank you for all the people that leave comments on my video. I try to remind people every video because I do appreciate those that have stuck around since I started this channel. Alright, we are just about to cross 8,000 subscribers, so that is fantastic. So I appreciate everybody that did hit the subscribe button. All right. And another thing is that YouTube sent me a notification saying that I got a new record on this channel for watched hours. All right. And it shattered all records by a lot. All right. And that was for the watch time. All right. For those of you that don't have YouTube channels, the watch time is a big metric in the YouTube algorithm because it essentially suggests to the algorithm how much people are enjoying your content. And obviously if the watch time is low, it kind of gives pretty much tells it that people aren't interested. But we surpassed almost 6,000 watched hours on a single video. That is crazy. So thank you for everybody that is watching the content. So I really appreciate that. All right, that is exceptional. The highest that I had in the past, I think, was, well, I did get like up to 4,000 a couple times, but that was quite high for me, 4,000 hours. So to hit past 6,000, that is incredible. So thank you again. All right. Last thing I just want to say, this video is primarily targeted for an ex-partner. All right, both of the videos, the main ones, Spy on Them, and this particular video are about an ex-partner. All right, it can also be somebody, for this one, somebody that may have, you probably didn't date, but they ghosted you. All right, it is intended for somebody that was fairly recent, 1 to 6 months, can go up to a year. But, you know, let's be honest, folks, if you haven't talked to this person and it's been well past a year, there's less of a chance these readings are going to apply. All right, so just use your judgment when listening to my readings. And also just keep in mind that one tarot message can't apply to every last person. So if I don't get your message today, hopefully I will next time. All right, but anyways, I think that pretty much covers it. So let's just get to the video because that's what I want to do. I'm tired of the intro talking. It is Friday today, so happy Friday for those of you who still have full-time jobs. Aries, how are all the Aries doing? I hope all of you are doing great, all right? You're the first sign, as I always say, so that doesn't suggest you are the best sign, but one would ask why you're first, you know? Is it because you're the best? I said something around this last time. A lot of you confirmed that it is because you are the best, so. All right. I guess all of the rest of the signs, you know, Aquarius is second to last, so that means, I mean, that's got to be like loser status, I suppose. But I'm an Aquarius, so feels bad, man. All right, tell us about a person our Aries are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? A card comes out. So it says the 9 of Swords, all right? I won't dive too much into this just yet, Aries, because the 9 of Swords is heavy energy in the tarot. It is suggesting somebody that has a lot on their mind. All right. Given this is a reading about you, one would assume this is a person that, I don't know, must be thinking about you, a little bit more than average. All right. In the tarot, the Nine of Swords typically it's worse than the Eight of Swords in that it's a person that is facing some type of dilemma, or it's a situation where they are just really stressed out, don't know what to do. In some cases, it's so, like their gut is trying to tell them to do something, but they're not doing it. Maybe this could be a situation where this person really wants to approach you, but, they're talking themselves out of it. Maybe that's bothering them. I don't know. There's not a whole lot we can go off from this, so we'll just see what else comes up. Tell us about this person for our Aries that... One second. Tell us about the person our Aries are not talking to, this Nine of Swords. How do they feel about Aries? Do have this... I'm not taking it, but the Three of Swords is there. That can suggest to us some degree of disappointment or heartbreak, but again, take it with a grain of salt. We have Page of Wands here reversed. Man, this really wants to come out. Split it again. Wow, we got Five of Swords. Well, jeez. Well, this energy is not good. I'm like thinking to myself when I'm looking at it, I'm like, what areas is this going to apply to? All right, we have the Page of Wands reverse and the Five of Swords. Okay. This does suggest somebody that the first scenario is it's somebody that just did not go anywhere with. The fact that the Five of Swords is here is often a conflict energy, so it would imply that whatever interaction, if it did occur between you and this person, wasn't so good. This can be the scenario of somebody that recently popped up. Doesn't mean to say you talk to them. They could just have made themselves known that they were in the vicinity. I don't know. Maybe there was like some picture they posted that you clearly knew was about you or something like that. But, was that to get a reaction out of you so you would respond to it? I don't know. All right. But sometimes this can be a degree of mind games. It can be like just kind of taking digs at somebody or trying to provoke a reaction of some sort. This Page of Wands reversed next to it tells us that perhaps this is somebody that attempted to interact, but it didn't go anywhere, or it was something that just didn't take off or start. All right. Why would that potentially happen? It could have been in areas that just shut it down, or just wasn't interested, or ignored them. All right. All right, so this person may I think they're kind of feel that this is an Aries that, wasn't too fond of this person, so it would make sense, though, in this Nine of Swords energy, because if this was true, and it was an Aries that either was telling this person, I'm like, wouldn't Aries do this? I mean, I'm like thinking of all the times that I've listened to Aries comment and stuff like that, and I've like heard other signs like sometimes get really drama prone, but I'm like, I just don't ever really hear that from Aries, people that are true Aries signs. Like, they don't really post as much drama, I would say, as some of the other, like, Cancer's always in problems all the time. Pisces, kind of the water signs, are always in issues, so I was like, Anyways, you be the judge of that, Aries. To me, this sounds like a person that you've got some type of issue with, all right? It's suggesting almost like their feelings, perhaps you're a little hostile to them, or maybe you shut them down of some sort. It's bothering them. If that is true, it's bothering them, all right? But this is a reading about if you're not talking to them, so that's the only part that's a bit of a mystery here. The reason I say that is because this to me would almost be like a recent interaction, but How does this person see Aries? This person that potentially has conflict or some issue with Aries. How do they view or see Aries? So it says the Eight of Swords. Well, whoever this person is, just kind of, they don't have the best impression of you, or they just see you as somebody that they may feel that you bought. Why? Let me just ask this before I rant you. What you got there, fool? Why does this person view Aries as Eight of Swords? What is the reason for that? So we got 10 of Swords and a split here. This has to be a person. All right, I'm gonna make this as a for sure thing here. This has to be a person that, one, you've had some type of negative interaction with, where perhaps you guys, at the classic situation where you got along, things were good for a while, and then for whatever reason it descended into bad vibes with each other, all right, or tension, right? Because this is how this person pretty much views you. It's like you are some source of tension to them. So I was like, how would that even be possibly happening? The only scenario is if this is a person that knows that when maybe they still want you or they still want to deal with you, but you guys kind of clash with each other in some way, shape, or form. Or there's some degree of walls being up. But if this is true, I guess the obvious question is then why deal with you? That I don't know. Because to me, I would assume somebody would just, if this was true, they would just walk away from you. They're just like, I'm not going to deal with you. All right? But it's almost suggesting overall, this person's just, if we're living in the world that they're not talking with you, it's because they see you as somebody that causes problems or they get into problems with, that they clash with you. Why is this person not talking with Aries? This person that clashes with Aries. So it says the Queen of Pentacles. Tell us about that. I've got this Nine of Swords again. I don't know why this keeps wanting to come out. Okay, a card comes out. So it says Six of Swords over the Queen here. So there's Aries right here, and here's them. Take my offer. The bitch won't take my offer. I'm just kidding. I don't know why they made that card like that, or in the Banana Tarot. I've never quite understood that art design for that, but the snake offering the pentacle to the queen. I don't know. She's all mesmerized, like she's just on a ketamine trip or something. Like, oh yeah. All right. So we have the Six of Swords going over it. To me, this is telling, despite the imagery being a little silly in my opinion, it is telling us of something, because we see something being offered to this queen. One would assume that's you. Okay, in my readings, the queen is always you, the audience. All right, if you're a male watching, just flip it. All right, we have Six of Swords going over, moving to calmer waters. This to me sounds like someone being offered an opportunity to maybe try and move forwards in some ways, or that was the intent, but perhaps it didn't go that direction. Right? One would assume the Aries just wasn't interested in a snake offering it a pentacle. I'm gonna say no. 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 It looks like an Aries that just wasn't interested. I mean, I can't say I'd be interested in a snake offering me anything, but at least this woman was entertaining it. Go on. All right. How does Aries see this person that they're not talking with? A card comes out of the Eight of Swords. It says Knight of Pentacles reversed. That's pretty much all we needed to know. All right. That is suggesting to us that you see this person. It's suggesting per the tarot, whether that's true or not, as somebody that you cannot move things forwards with. So the Knight in the tarot, for the Knight of Pentacles, it's a great card because it can sometimes suggest to us that something is moving forwards, or there's plans to move it forwards, or there's progress being made. There's some type of wands energy being put into the situation. Like we're trying to actually make something happen here, push forwards into new endeavors, but it's suggesting the opposite of that. Can't make anything work. Doesn't matter. It's just not going anywhere. All right. I also call this card the lame horse card because it's basically going in circles sometimes, unproductive projects, a person you just cannot make sense of or how to resolve something with them. All right. Trying to get a situation off the ground or push it in any meaningful direction is pretty difficult if you can't even do the basic stuff with them. All right. So, in summary, what do I think about this reading and who this person is? Whoever this person is most certainly aggravated or bothered by something that happened between the both of you. All right. My assumption is, based on how the cards came out, this person attempted to either get in contact with you, get your attention, or try to potentially push things in a different direction. But this could have been an Aries that, for whatever reason, just decided that you either had enough or you just felt that it wasn't ever going to work. All right. It kind of seems that, from your perspective, part of the rationale for why you didn't want to push things forward is because you just didn't see it as something that could go anywhere. All right. This person may not have really perceived that well. And this could be a classic case of rejection breeds obsession. I don't think this person is honestly, in reality, probably full-fledged stalker Aries. I just think it's probably more something that just aggravates them. A lot of people, if they get aggravated, you know, at least if you believe in the tarot, it can bleed and show in the tarot energy. All right. Why does it do that? Because it's an indirect form of manifestation. They're constantly thinking of you. All right. Universe is very attracted to things that we think about, all right, or things that we're putting a lot of energy into. In this case, it seems like this person is more focused on what's bothering them, all right. What can Aries expect going forwards with this person? It says Three of Swords. There's that Three of Swords. You really wanted to come out. So I guess this person's just going to cut it off, it suggests, Aries. Or leave you alone. Why? So let's ask the question of, why are we even doing this reading if this person is just done with this situation? So this is a very, very critical card, what it just told us here. All right. Rarely does the tarot actually give me a straight answer when I ask such a question, but in this case it does. It says the Eight of Cups reversed. This tells us somebody that is having trouble walking away. All right. In most cases, even when they see a situation as having problems or issues, in this case, it's suggesting just that. It is saying, despite that, this person still has some sort of interest, for whatever reason, to want to come around, back around. Now, a lot of people automatically default and think, was that a relationship or they're trying to get a marriage? who knows? What this person's true motives or intentions are, anyone's guess. But it is just plain and simple saying that they're not done with you. They still have some sort of interest in you. What role you play in their life, I don't know. My assumption is they have some sort of something is driving them. So this to me seems like it could fall in the category of, you know, an ex that just doesn't make any sense and why they're still sticking around, or it's a jealous ex, or is this a problematic ex, all right? What they see in you, you be the judge of that, right? There's something, I guess, you've done in the past that interests them. But this is definitely a telling card. So, my opinion, this is just an ankle biter, all right? That's not getting their way. That's what I got for you, Aries. Take it or leave it. I think that was a pretty good reading to start. Leave a like if you got something out of that, Aries. Please, it helps the channel. I want to get past 8,000 subscribers, so I would appreciate it. And if you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe. Been trying to get to 8,000 for like forever. Taurus. Trying to think of something funny to say, but I'm all out of ideas. So we'll just go straight to your reading. Tell me about a person our Taurus are not talking to. Who is this person and what can we know? I just got out Aries reading and that reading was pretty solid. So I'm hoping your reading is going to go smooth as butter as well. I'm going to take this. All right. I don't know why. I'm just going to take it. All right, we have the Seven of Cups for who this person might be. So that is some Scorpio energy. Tell us about Seven of Cups. So this is Four of Pentacles reversed. Okay. We'll come back to that. I have an impression of what I'm going to say on that, but let me just see what their feelings show, and then I'll come back to that. Tell us about this person for our Taurus. That's not talking with Taurus. How do they feel about Taurus? So we have the Seven of Wands reversed. How else do they feel? Also got this Four of Wands reversed. I'm not going to take it, but it'll see if it pops back up. That can kind of suggest something around being disconnected from you. So we have the Moon reversed. Okay, so which is fitting with the Seven of Cups. So what this is basically saying here, Taurus, so far, is this is an individual of some sort that is showing uncertain energy towards you. We've got Fool reversed here. And Death reversed. Wow, and there's the Seven of Cups, but it's reversed here. I'm going to take this Fool reverse. I actually want to take the... Yeah, I'm going to take Death as well. Tell us about the the Seven of Wands reversed. Why is that in this person's feelings towards Taurus? We got Eight of Swords. I'm going to take that. Wow, I want to take those too. Look at that. There it is. Oh, fuck it. We'll take it. We're taking it. We're just doing that. I just did it. Just took it. Who's going to stop me? I just did that. Sorry. All right. Whoever this person is, Taurus, what does this mess even mean to you? This is telling us about a person here that is contemplating whether to leave the situation and be gone forever. All right. The problem, the big problem here is this energy is suggesting a lot of unknowns. All right. And in the tarot, if you ever want to read tarot, it's always important to pay attention to whatever imagery or the imagery of the cards, because sometimes they can give us clues. In this particular version of tarot, it does show this man here. I don't know. What the hell am I doing on this earth? What does that mean for you? It's telling us that this person is unsure about something. If we go into their feelings, it tells us a very clouded situation is occurring. All right. The moon reversed is a problem card, and sometimes it can be good, and sometimes it can be bad. In this particular case, it's a worsening of the energy, which suggests that this person is coming back to this energy as suggesting that they're either unsure, or there's a lot of unknowns or festering kind of thoughts going in their mind. It's possible that this person is making up things in their head, or just going through a period right now where, I don't know, things are just unclear to them. For what reason, I don't know. All right. It's clarifying to the Fool reversed and the Death reversed. All right. This suggests a kind of a problem energy, because it means it's a thought of some sort where a person is like trying to move on from something, but having intense difficulty doing so. All right. So if we go through, like, let's just say that we're going through our life, we come across a lot of different situations where some things are going to work out and other things are not. All right. Most times we're able to just close those situations out that just don't work for us. All right. Whether you disagree with a job, you just leave it. You don't stick around. Well, actually, these days, some of you have to. But in an ideal world, if something doesn't work for you, you just move on from it. All right. Whether it's a job or a relationship or whatever. All right. This person, it would suggest, is almost trying to do that very thing, but is having intense difficulty doing so. All right. What's tripping them up is some degree of uncertainty, and I would assume that it's implying that they're struggling making like a for sure decision on whether they should or shouldn't, which tells us that they still have attachment to you in some way, shape, or form. All right. This Eight of Swords here is also telling, because it's going to this defeatist energy where a part of them feels like they've given up, but something is not. But the problem is, something is bothering them. The clarification suggests that this is a connection of some sort that's not moving forwards, or it's going back and forth. All right. So if we add all of this up together, this tells us that it's a person that must know you in some way, shape, or form, that feels that maybe they wanted to have something with you at some point, or they're trying to reach some type of situation that works between the both of you, but it's just never happened. All right. It's hard to say if this was a situation where, I don't know, you guys were disagreeing with each other a lot. I would honestly assume that here, but I'm not seeing cards saying that's the case. All right. It's not really telling us why it didn't work out. It's just giving us clues that this person couldn't make it work with you. All right. Their energy also shows with this Four of Pentacles reversed, is a separation card. In other words, moving on. But it's still showing like you are an option or on their mind. So one thing I also want to clarify, and I probably should have talked about this a bit more, is that while I'm telling you all of this, it's not saying that you're the only option. It is implying that there probably are other people that this person's looking at in their life. I don't know if that's friends, family, or other suitors or something like that. What their relationships with other people are is none of our business. But it's just saying that somewhere in that pool, you're there. All right. So it's basically saying you're important. You still have some real estate in their mind. All right. But the what's bothering them overall is that it's not going anywhere with you. So I'm guessing that just annoys them or aggravates them because they did want something to work between the both of you, or they're just not understanding why they still care about you. To me, this seems like a person that almost wanted to just kind of put this behind them and never think about it again. But for some reason, they're having, like as I said, just struggling to do that. Why is this person not... No, how does this person see Taurus? This person that can't seem to get past Taurus. So it says Magician. Okay. Why is this person not talking with... I have this Queen here. Why is this person not talking with Taurus? Why is this person not talking with Taurus, this unsure person? So we have this 8 of Wands reversed. Temperance. Also have Temperance reversed, suggesting there's imbalance between the both of you. Why is the 8 of Wands reversed? So I'm not sure entirely what it's saying. It says 2 of Cups, but it goes over the Magician. So what it's basically saying here, and I'm not 100% on how this is showing here, because it's saying how they see you is a relationship potential right here. All right, that's positive. But when I ask why they're not talking with you, it's saying 8 of Wands reversed, which is basically saying there's no communication, it's not going anywhere, there's no progress. I guess the only question is, why would that be the case? Is this person even trying, or did they give up, or are they just stressing about this unnecessarily? I don't know. How does Taurus see this person? This says the 9 of Swords. Tell us about the 9 of Swords. This is the 9 of Wands, so... And this is Emperor reversed. So what it's saying there, Taurus, isn't per se good, because that's basically saying that whether this is true or not, and again, it's the tarot, so just take it with a grain of salt, it would say from a Taurus standpoint that the Taurus is seeing this person as somebody that is difficult to deal with or interact with, right? This 9 of Swords is telling us that there's some degree of either worrying or stressing or being bothered in some ways, or finding that it plays with your emotions a little bit, or it's creating some degree of situations that are, you find are a little bit tricky or difficult to deal with of some sort, or it's just challenging. It's more of a mental burden, if anything. All right, the clarifications are showing Emperor reversed, and it's showing the 9 of Wands. All right, so one would assume that burden is coming from a difficult person. All right, the Emperor reversed absolutely embody qualities of somebody that is very difficult to get along with. All right, and the 9 of Wands is also somebody that can be Again, you can kind of see the energy here. If we look at the card, you know, some of these versions of the tarot will, depending on what deck you're using, will show the Nine of Wands as the wounded warrior or somebody that's going through a persisting battle of some sort, or just near the finish line type thing, grinding it away. This one actually shows him trying to ward off a wolf here, implying that he's standing up for his position. So this almost probably tells us that this is a Taurus of some sort that is trying to ward off an Emperor reversed or something. Kind of implying that, you know, you find yourself having to get defensive with this person in plain English, right? Perhaps this could tell us that it's a person that has the potential to push boundaries, Taurus. This reading is quite odd, if I'm honest. You know, I'm still not entirely sure what this person's true motive is here. It just seems like they seem to be bothered by you, that it hasn't gone anywhere, but it's not really like clear what their true interest is, because even though it's saying that they're kind of, I guess, bothered by things kind of not going anywhere, it's not really suggesting that. Well, actually, what am I saying? It does. It does suggest that in how they see you. They still see you as some sort of relationship potential or somebody that they would be interested in, but it's not going anywhere. So I would think this is a person that you just don't, you either just think it's not a good idea dealing with, or you're having a hard time dealing with. Also, I have this King of Wands here reversed. You may know that this is a person that's just, you shouldn't deal with. There's another possibility here. What is the main problem in this situation between Taurus and this person they're not talking to? So it says the Ten of Wands reversed, collapse. Beating a dead horse. Why is that going on? Tell us about the Ten of Wands reversed. Tell us about the Ten of Wands reversed. We have Ten of Swords. This could... Also got the Queen of Cups reversed here. Anyways, I gotta move on here. Taurus, here's my final impression here. Alright, if you've managed to stick to the end here. Alright, I think this is a person that potentially has some underlying attachment to you. What the exact reason is, I actually don't know. Sometimes I can get an idea, but in this case, I really don't know what their reason is for their interest in you. The only suggestion is it is showing some sort of connection between you and them. All right. In the tarot, that would probably suggest a relationship, but everything else here is showing us the opposite. So I don't know. That's why I'm kind of questioning, what is a relationship to them? Is it you and them with friends and benefits, or they just want to be around you? I'm not really sure, but this seems like it was some type of dysfunctional situation where I would assume it's a Taurus that's probably already spent a lot of time trying to dick around with this person and could not make anything of it. Their energy is incredibly chaotic. All right, it repetitively shows here that there's some sort of almost brick wall between the both of you. All right, it's also showing a source of tension. I would assume that this is a person that has the high probability that when they're around you, it's situations that can explode into drama or issues, or it just suddenly just doesn't go anywhere, or it goes in the reverse. Like, you can potentially hang out with this person and things go well for a little bit, and it just goes within a day or something like that, you know? To me, this person seems to be like, I don't know, it has baggage that they're still haven't closed out. All right. And it also, on your side, is suggesting you don't see this person in a very good light. All right. I'll ask one more card because, again, this reading is a little, I don't know. I just don't really know where this person's really going is the problem. I'm almost in the same boat as this guy. What is this person that's not talking with Taurus? What is their interest or intentions towards Taurus? So it says the Page of Swords. So my assumption is this person still wants to engage you. Tell us more about the Page of Swords. Fucking hell, dude. So we have this Eight of Cups reversed. I got this same card also in the Aries reading. One would ask if it's the theme energy today. I don't know. This to me tells me a person that potentially still has interest to come around to you, Taurus. All right. Here's one final thing I'm going to leave off in this reading. All right. Whoever this person is, whatever their reason is for wanting to come back to you, Taurus, I can't imagine that it's anything productive, all right? This person clearly has some other reasons for why they have interest in you, all right? Like unhealthy attachments or something like that. Maybe you talk or you do something, or the way that you act when you're around this person feels some type of connection or something they can't find elsewhere, all right? But this, to me, seems like a very unproductive connection that would never in a million years go anywhere. All right, but this person seems to still, nonetheless, is trying to override judgment and kind of use this you or a Taurus as somebody that they still feel is relevant in their life. It clearly suggests some degree of attachment, is what I'm trying to overall say. All right, I think this person is bothered in some ways that something didn't go to plan, or you have shown energy or demonstrated energy of moving on, and it doesn't seem like they like that. All right, you be the judge of that. If I had to take a guess of this person, I would assume that you haven't heard the last of them. That was a tricky reading. Leave me a like if you got something out of that, Taurus. I would appreciate it. No, we're not doing Taurus. We are doing Gemini. We are fucking done with that. Gemini. How are all the Geminis doing? I hope you're doing well. And I hope you're enjoying your Friday. Tell me about a person our Geminis are not talking to. Who is this person? What can you know? So it says a Page of Pentacles reversed. All right, so this is describing one of two things. Either this is a person of some sort you rejected or had no interest in, or it is suggesting some sort of failed or missed opportunity, all right? Or it's suggesting a person you have no interest in, all right? Okay, the reversal of this card is oftentimes signaling that something couldn't even go anywhere, all right? Or it was, in some cases, it could almost imply that, you know, if a person tried to kickstart something off with you again just by, I don't know, saying hi, catching up, seeing what you're doing, it didn't go anywhere. Either you just didn't care to really talk with them, or you just, I don't know, maybe you chatted with them a little bit and it just kind of fizzled off. Tell us about this person that it never went anywhere with Gemini. Person that Gemini's not talking to. How does this person feel about Gemini? I'll take that. So it says judgment. How does this person feel towards Gemini? So we have Magician. So unlike the first and second reading, because both Aries and Taurus readings were quite similar to each other, this one is slightly different. All right. What is different in your particular reading is both of the Aries and the Taurus readings were kind of suggesting something that was going nowhere or had no potential. This person is seeing the opposite. All right. They are seeing potential with you, or something is suggesting to them potential. All right. This judgment here can oftentimes tell us of people feeling that there's something aligning with them. Oh, you want to settle down? It turns out that I do too. So, very odd so far, because we've got somebody here, didn't go anywhere, potentially offer rejected, fizzled out, to now, who knows? One would ask why this person is seeing potential. I don't know. How does this person see Gemini? This person that's not talking with Gemini. Come on now. Do I want to take that? No, I'm not going to take that. All right. How does this person see Gemini? So it says King of Cups. Clarify the King of Cups. Wow, should have taken that. Damn it, luck. Right there. I'm going to take that. All right. Whoever this person is, again, this energy, highly synergistic with this, because it's exactly what I was immediately thinking when I saw in the energy and their feelings. It's suggesting strongly this person sees you as somebody they still have interest in. All right. One would ask, though, that this has come around before. So why did it not work the last time? Okay. This person sees you as still somebody that is, in their mind, it is showing cups energy with this king, though. So that tells us that there is some sort of potential for emotional attachment in some way, shape, or form. How does that happen? It tells us that in order for emotional attachment to occur, it has to be somebody that has spent a lot of time around you, all right? In other words, they have history with you. So this is unlikely to be some person that you've only known for a short period of time. It has to be someone that is familiar with how you act, is familiar with how you cook, is familiar with what kind of things you're interested in, all right? Maybe it's your jokes, or I don't know, how you perform in the bedroom. Who knows, Gemini? But there's something that you do that this person had some type of chemical attraction to, all right? Their brain liked what it saw, all right? For some reason, it is still seeing that there's something about you that could be appealing to them. What they're seeing, why is this person not talking with Gemini if they have interest in Gemini? What is holding them back? So we have this 8 of Wands reversed. I just had that for Taurus. It was literally the same reason. So I don't know if there's some synergy with the Taurus reading or not. Tell us about the Eight of Wands reversed. So it is suggesting that they're not talking with you because it's just nothing going on between you. There's no communication, no forward movement, there's nothing. Why is the Eight of Wands reversed? Why is nothing happening? So it says the Three of Wands horizontal, and it goes over this King of Cups and this Page of Pentacles. So that's kind of odd because if it was reversed, it would be once again reiterating not going anywhere. If it was upright, it would be suggesting forward movement or progress forwards or attempting to push forwards. But the horizontal is telling us that neither is going on, but it's pointing to this king. So one would assume that this person is contemplating whether to do something or not. If that is true, if that is true with the Three of Wands horizontal, what is clouding this person's decision? Fucking hell. So it says Two of Swords reversed. That does answer the question, but it kind of doesn't at the same time, because it's saying that this is a decision card, but the reversal is a problem because it's saying now that they can't make their mind up, or they're just not sure, or they don't know what to think. What is the right sword? This person that's not talking to Gemini, tell us about the right sword. So we have Page of Wands. So that would be to message you or approach you. What is the left sword? What else we got? You want King of Wands? It says walk away. Wow. Talk about fucking synergy there. Excuse my language. But that is about as good as you are going to get. Thank God. Because sometimes when I ask these questions, it goes on to a rabbit hole and we'll never figure out what it's trying to say to you. Here's what I can tell you in summary, Gemini. Whoever this person is a person that still has interest in you. I've made that clear, obviously, by now. All right? What is driving them to still have attraction towards you? In my opinion, fill in the blank. All right? There's a variety of reasons, and I kind of gave you some type of potentials earlier. All right? This person sees you as some potential. What that is in real life, couldn't tell you. I don't know. Is that friends with benefits with you? Is that a true relationship with you? Is that you and them basically going out and going to concerts or whatever maybe you guys did in the past? I don't know. All right. But this person still seems to have some type of emotional attachment to you in some way, shape, or form. All right. But it still begs the question of why it didn't move forwards. It's suggesting that either you rejected this person or things came to a grinding halt. All right. The problem with this Eight of Wands is when it's reversed, it is almost suggesting that it is stalled. All right. It is not going anywhere. Or in some cases, it can just be a complete hard stop. All right. This tells me that whatever this person's interest is, you aren't on board with it. All right, so you must have had a different opinion. Despite this person still having interest in you, Gemini, which is the good thing, because it's showing that despite this not working, they're coming for round 2 or they have interest to do so. It is showing them as hesitant. I told you about that. To move forwards or not to. All right. In other words, should I waste more time coming around to Gemini, knocking on their door, sending them a text message, calling them up? I don't know whether I should do that. When we clarify about that, it is showing that it has been looming on their mind for a while now. And it is only giving them the option of either leave the situation altogether into the sunset, walk away. And you'll notice here that despite this king having emotions, well, in this case them, towards you, in some type of attachment, you'll see those cups built there. In other words, yeah, just gonna abandon it. You know, despite having those memories and whatever I had, just gotta close that door and move on. Cut my losses. All right, because this card is very important because it does tell us that this person would see it that it's a situation that they invested time or energy into, and despite how much they wanted, it just didn't go anywhere, it didn't work. All right, and they have to make the unfortunate decision of just abandoning ship. All right, is that leaving it for good? I don't know, but maybe in their mind that is an option, a forever thing, just completely shut the door on this. But the other side is actually initiating it again, which further matches this. All right, telling us, what's one more time? Maybe it'll go somewhere this time. All right, but the fact that the Two of Swords is reversed, again, implies that those two options have been on this person's mind for so long that they've just come to a point where there's no decision being made. It's sitting on the table as something that needs, it's like somebody that's like, all right, we really need you to sign this paper saying that you're authorizing it or you're not. And they keep coming back. Have you made a decision? Nope, still sitting there. So it's like something that's just in pending status. All right. That tells me that because it's in pending status, that this person is struggling with the idea of fully closing the door on the situation. All right. Which comes back to the question overall of what are they seeing in a Gemini? Couldn't tell you, don't know, but that's what it's suggesting. The Judgment here can also talk about new beginnings, and the Magician can also be the means to make something like that happen, right? I still think that this person probably sees that in some way, shape, or form, maybe in their head. Who knows? Maybe if they've been drinking or, you know, whatever, maybe they start kind of thinking about the possibilities or something like that. But this person, it could even go in fantasy territory. You know, like, in the perfect world that Gemini didn't do this and blah, 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 we would be so great. But I don't know. So that's what I'm getting here, Gemini. I think this person's still, I don't know. They seem to be stuck. They just, they don't really know what to do about you. All right. How does Gemini see this person they're not talking to? So it says the Six of Cups. So this does suggest that you had good times or fond memories of this person. All right, but then why isn't Gemini with this person if that is true? Why isn't Gemini with this person they're not talking to if that is true with the Six of Cups? All it says is Ace of Swords reversed over the King of Cups. Why does it say that? Why does it say Ace of Swords reversed? Oh God, it says Two of Wands reversed. So, what are the odds of that both of you are in different or like very similar energy to each other? So it's almost implying that you don't know where it's going either. So this Ace of Swords reversed can also suggest a loss of clarity, no communication, or there's been no potential to talk, or the opportunity just really hasn't presented itself, or it's eluded you. All right? Or there's a lot of unknowns. Or I'm not sure. And it also shows the Two of Wands reverse, also being kind of stuck in some ways, which we won't clarify into that like we did up here. But my guess is that you, from a Gemini standpoint, you see this as a stalled situation where you really don't have much of an opinion to it anymore. All right? This Two of Wands reverse can pretty much tell us as a Gemini is just seeing it as, well, it's stalled. I don't know. I don't know what to think. That's what I got for you, Gemini. Yeah, I don't really have much more to say in this reading. I think this is a person that is still, I don't know. I think based on what I've seen here, is a high possibility this person will probably come towards you again in some way, shape, or form, but you're just too much on their mind. Man, I gotta fucking hurry up with these readings. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Cancer. How are the crab people? I hope all the crab people out there are doing well. Tell us about a person our cancers are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? So it says a King of Cups reversed. So this, plain and simple, is suggesting a person that is shut off to you. All right. It says 5 of Swords reversed here. This person may be trying to avoid any type of conflict with you. All right. If it's not conflict, this person may have seen something not particularly go to plan between you and them, but it's showing it as almost something that there was some outcome that wasn't favorable, and they're just leaving it as is. So it's, in other words, it's one of these situations where it's like, is what it is, but walking away from it, just leaving it be. How does this person feel about Cancer? This person that kind of just shut the door on this? At least that's how it's looking. I won't take that. So it says the Knight of Pentacles. That's good. How does this person feel about Cancer? Okay, I'm not really getting anything from that deck. Let's try the Banana Tarot. So it says the 7 of Pentacles reversed here. So we just need to clarify this Knight. Tell us about this Knight of Pentacles. Why do they feel the Knight of Pentacles towards Cancer? It says the Knight of Wands. So why is the 7 of Pentacles reversed? Magician reversed. Well, so this Knight here, the Knight of Pentacles, unfortunately is not actually good. Because what this is basically saying here, Cancer, is that whoever this person is, for some reason, their feelings towards this is that it's a situation that doesn't, essentially in plain English, it doesn't go anywhere. All right? Either it doesn't go anywhere or it can't go anywhere. All right? This 7 of Pentacles reversed also kind of suggests in some ways there's a reflection of some sort of repetitive nature to this, or it's happened more than once where it just didn't go to plan, or there was a bad outcome. What the reason is for that, I don't know. It's also showing with this Knight here that it's almost implying their feelings towards you is like things improve and then it stops. Like they can't, it's short-lived. This is probably also, again, supporting why this person may just kind of view this as a loss or just something like that. How does this person see Cancer? This person that's not talking with Cancer. Wow, it says Two of Cups. So this person still sees you as someone they have interest in, despite what I said earlier. Why do they see Cancer of Two? No, we don't need to ask that. Why does this, or what is this person, or why is this person not talking with Cancer? Wow. I cannot stress enough about how many times I've seen the Eight of Cups come out today. It came out in a different deck for 2 of the readings, I think, and it is showing here as well. I think Gemini is the only one that didn't get it. Or maybe they did, I don't know. So I'm going to make a hard correction here, Cancer, that this is a person that still, despite this, still has interest in you. That took a quite a surprise here. Why does this person what caused this not to work? The Two of Cups. What caused the person that Cancer's not talking to? What caused it to not work? Too many. We got too many cards. I'm not going to take that. What is the challenge? I just need to ask one more thing and I'll tell you my thoughts about this person. Why is this person not with Cancer? The person that's not talking with Cancer, why aren't they with Cancer? Page of Wands, that doesn't... I'm not going to take that. Why aren't they with... Okay, well, that would make sense, but that's not going to answer the question. All right, let me just tell you what I have on mind because I know I'm pausing here. All right, I'm trying to think of a way to kind of answer something that I can't. You got to ask the tarot in a certain way to get an answer, the kind of answer you're looking for. Right? Whoever this person is, Cancer, is a person that, unfortunately, despite having interest in seeing you as an option of some sort, this person sees you as some type of romantic potential. But as great as that sounds, they're still, unfortunately, choosing to abandon the situation. All right? This is a kind of an example of something that you want but you can't have. It is suggesting that this person, in some ways, why they're not talking is because the Eight of Cups reversed would be coming back to a situation that didn't work before. So they're viewing it in some ways that it's like, if I went back to Cancer, or even in the world that could be a thing, it would just be going back to the same kinds of problems or issues we had before. So this person essentially sees that when you and them are together, no matter how much they like you, it doesn't work. It can't work. It almost suggests here in their feelings that their attempts in some way, shape, or form to make anything happen with you, it seems like it initially starts or it goes in some direction, but then it fails for some reason. It is also showing Seven of Pentacles reversed, which is not good energy here, because that tells us that this person is reflecting on or feels in some ways that there are certain things that happened for some reason, whether you're going to finger point and say it's their problem, or they're going to point it to you, or it's a both of you kind of problem. I don't really know, and I personally don't really care. But it is suggesting in some ways that there's something that keeps happening. And despite it happening, it just keeps reoccurring. Basically saying that it doesn't improve. So we burn our hand on the stove, and then we go and do it again. And then we have blisters on our hand, and it hurts like hell. They heal, and then we go and do it again. All right. One would logically say, why is that keep happening? Well, in a relationship sense, it's pointing out, obviously, that something keeps happening between the both of you, and it I don't know. I'm guessing to this person, it just derails things. It doesn't improve. So, in summary, what you have, Cancer, is a person that still sees some world or some fantasy in their mind where you and them probably could be the perfect match, and it would work, and it would be diamonds and pearls, and it would probably, I don't know, it would be something that would just be magical in their mind. But when they come back down to reality, it doesn't work. All right. Why doesn't this person do Page of Wands to Cancer? What's stopping the Page of Wands? We have Nine of Swords here. It says 8. Why don't they do that? No, we're not going to consider Magician. How does Cancer see this person? This person that Cancer's not talking to, how does Cancer see this person? And it says Moon over the 8 of Cups reversed. So it's suggesting you have matching energy to this person. So it's saying from a Cancer standpoint that you as well see it as a situation that if you came back to it, it would just be the same. It would probably fall into the same issues. Or you'd be returning to something that you already abandoned. Or you came back to more than once. You already know. It's like, I already know what I'm going to get there or how it's going to play out. So why is the Page of Wands, Ace of Swords, Magician, why is that an obstacle for this person? The Chariot, moving things forward. I don't know. All right. Why can't we know? If this person sees all this potential, then why haven't they done it? So it says Judgment reverse about a relationship. Here's my final thoughts on this reading, Cancer. What I was kind of asking around at the end here is this person, whoever they are, still sees some degree of potential with you, but it's almost implying that they're not acting on it. All right. This Judgment reversed here went over the Two of Cups. That probably suggests to us, again, that there's some uncertainty about a new beginning, if that's ever going to happen. My final thoughts on this is I believe that this is a person that sees you more as a fantasy, Cancer, All right. I do think in the perfect world where you guys probably could align your differences, I think this person would see you guys as a great couple, or there's still some type of sexual or emotional interest towards you. But this to me seems like as far as how it's looking here, it's not going to go anywhere. All right. I don't see this person doing anything. All right. This energy over at the last bit of energy that I was kind of like looking into, it does kind of show a slight confliction where it seems like they see some potential, but in my opinion, it doesn't seem like they're going to act on it. All right. So, interesting reading, but yeah, I don't know. You be the judge of this, Cancer. It seems like you are a hot potato to this person. But the positive is that you still seem to occupy some type of, I'm assuming, a fantasy of some sort in their mind, but they just don't really know what to, I don't know, I guess do with you. I think they're kind of drifting towards the idea it's better to just kind of love you from afar. Leo. Some about a person our Leos are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can the cats know in the bed? What can we know about this person? So it says the Queen of Wands reversed, which is quite convenient because you are a fire sign. This would suggest it's a person that you are either intentionally ignoring or you're choosing not to, I don't know. You're just not doing anything with them, all right? This can oftentimes suggest a Leo that may, I don't know, you just may not want to approach this person, or you're being resistant to them. How does this person feel towards Leo? This person that's not talking with Leo. So it shows them in King of Wands. So they do have interest towards you, but you not so much to them. Isn't that a perfect couple right there? This person could have matching, well, we'll state the obvious, matching qualities to you, Leo. This king may obviously feel their queen is not being responsive. How does this person that's not talking with Leo feel towards them? Or feel towards Leo? So it just says strength. How does this person see Leo? Their feelings towards you don't suggest a lot to me. It's kind of implying that they're seeing you. They're either waiting or they're seeing interest in you, but they're not doing anything about it. All right. It also shows potential holding back or resistance to you. One would ask if this is, again, a scenario where both are like, well, you're not going to talk to me, well, I'm not going to talk to you either. It seems to me something like it could be like that, like a standoff, or just matching each other's energy. How does this person see Leo? This person that's not talking with Leo, how do they see Leo? I'm going to take that. I see you as 3 of Swords. This could suggest they see you as, I don't know. 3 of Swords is not a good card because it does suggest, you know, sometimes separation, hard times, bad times, or frustration, not the best emotions, things didn't go your way. Am I saying that that's occurring to you right now, Leo? No. But it's suggesting that this person, the way that they see you, it's possible they view you in such a way that you are not too thrilled with them, right? This would be like a person that feels another person let them down or screwed them over. So it's like, the hell with you. So this person sees that you may be emotionally sensitive to their name in a politically correct way. Why is this person not talking with Leo? Wow. We got 9 of Wands here. There's heavy fire energy here. Whoever this person is sees you as an obstacle, Leo, right? It's almost implying heavy resistance to this person. This has to be an individual that you've, for some reason, again, insert reason, you are kind of either building a wall to them or you are resistant to this person. This person's aware of that. It does not seem to faze them at all. All right. If anything, it just seems to them more of, you know, the King of Wands energy tells us in some ways that they're confident that they're not phased. It doesn't bother them. It's like something that, you know, they'll get their way eventually. Or they can wait you out. I don't know. You may also, this again kind of suggests a reference that you may have some type of guarded energy towards this person. For what reason? Again, don't know. They just see you as somebody that's not super open to them. How does Leo see this person that they're not talking to? It says, it still suggests that you have interest in this person. Why isn't Leo going after this person? Why is Leo resistant to this person? Why is Leo not talking with this person? So it says Temperance reversed here. Doesn't, I mean, does that really tell us anything? So it's basically just saying you still have, I don't know, it would imply that despite what I'm seeing here, it would be suggesting a Leo that still has some type of romantic interest towards this person, but the Temperance reverse is saying it doesn't work. There's differences between the both of you. Okay. Having Temperance reversed is never good because it says that two things can't harmonize with each other, or they don't match each other well. So that tells us again that whenever you deal with this person, you can't seem to get along with them, or you're having some type of issue with how they're acting, or they don't like how you're acting, Leo, right? I don't know, you know. How does Leo feel towards this person they're not talking to? How do you feel? Goes over the Three of Swords. This is the Knight of Wands. If this is true, then why isn't Leo doing it? Why isn't Leo pushing forward towards this person then? Saying Queen of... Well. Here's my final thoughts in your reading here, Leo. Alright. This reading, in my opinion, just doesn't make any logical sense here. Alright. Your energy, especially for your sign, does not make a lick of sense to me. But I'll just read it as it appears. This is suggesting in some ways a person, in summary, that you're either deliberately choosing not to move forwards with, or you're deliberately ignoring, or you're matching their energy. In other words, it's like, well, you wanted to walk away, well, F you. I don't know. You be the judge of that. Whatever the reason is, it's just saying that you put the brakes on it. You're done. All right? Or you're intentionally holding back, which is what I think it is. All right? It's showing in some ways that this person doesn't seem to be fazed by that. Or they seem to be very confident that they'll get your attention of some sort. All right? But even in saying that, maybe that is a shot in the dark. Do they really know that for sure? I don't think so. I think this person's just, again, I think they manifest some type of confidence that things will come around, or you're going to reach out to them. I don't know. All right? But they still have interest in you overall. All right? It does imply that this is a Leo that seems to be either frustrated with this person, or you had a separation, or you didn't handle how things ended between the both of you. All right? It shows, again, that this person in some ways is finding you difficult, or you're, again, resistant to them. We have two energies suggesting that. All right? The odd thing about this is that despite me saying that, it is still suggesting that from a Leo, whether this is true or not, is still interested in this person. All right? I'm not saying but being the King of Cups suggests that there's either some type of emotional memory of this person, or there was some special spot in your heart for this person where it's hard for you to say no to them, or despite how much you don't like them, if they were at your door, you would probably let them in, right? But whether that's actually true or not, I don't know. But King of Cups it would suggest someone that you still, I don't know, all right? The problem is, despite me saying that, the Temperance reversed is implying some type of imbalance where, as good as that sounds, you can't make it work, all right? Something goes wrong when you two are together, or something, I don't know. It just doesn't work, all right? I think in some ways, another issue here is that with the Queen of Cups coming out reversed here, some of you may question, like, your own emotions towards this person. I mean, if I'm honest, this is the only part that's really tricking me up here, because in this reading, because it's almost implying the direct opposite. It's like saying it's almost like saying that like you don't, like you're emotionally shut off to this person, but at the same time still see them as a romantic, like somebody you love. I don't really know what that means, but maybe that means something. I'll just say it because maybe that means something to somebody out there. I'm a very logical person, so for me that doesn't make sense. But that's what it's saying there, right? So it's like somebody saying it's like I'm shut off to you. It's like I don't love you anymore, but I still see you as somebody I would fall in love with. I don't know. Okay. This just seems like, again, it's like, in my opinion, it's like a Leo that kind of still wants this person, but is intentionally choosing to just hold back. All right. I think this person is aware. I don't know. In my opinion, it seems like they know that you have interest in them, but that's what I got for you, Leo. I don't really see this person doing much. It seems like a Mexican standoff between the both of you. All right. What did we learn there? It suggests that that person is kind of waiting for you to cave, if you are or not. All right. I suspect this person will be around. Virgo. Something about a person our Virgos are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Virgo know? Person our Virgos are not talking to. Who are you not talking to? Nothing. We have Moon. I'm going to take that. Card comes out. So it says the world reversed. All right. Clarify the world reversed. Why is this person being described as the... We also have a king here. All right. It is reversed. We'll see if that king pops up again. So it says Two of Wands reversed, clarifying to this world reversed. So this kind of tells us a situation that is stalled between the both of you. All right. Whenever a world is reversed, it is a kind of an important card in the tarot because it can talk about crossing into new chapters or cycles and things. In this case, it's reversed, almost implying that something couldn't get to the next level. Oftentimes, when something fails like this, the world reversed can tell us that there were certain things occurring, whether it's somebody at a job or a career or facing some type of health issues, or in relationships that failed. It's citing that there were certain things occurring that caused the failure to occur. All right. in some cases, despite knowing what those factors are that were interfering, it just kept on happening, right? It can point to lessons not being learned, right? Which kind of tells us that there's some degree of the devil's energy involved with that, because that's talking about insanity cycles, all right? This Two of Wands reverse also tells us that despite at some point potentially moving forwards, it just went back to the drawing board or it got stuck, all right? So this moon energy here also implies to us that whoever this person is, just kind of got pushed into a big old gray area. Who knows? I would assume it got stuck, snagged with this person, and it just came to, I don't know. It got pushed into the don't know what to do with it category. So this could be describing for us a somewhat unusual past partnership. Tell us about this person our Virgos seem to, I don't know, just go nowhere with. This world reversed. How does that person feel towards Virgo? So we have Ace of Wands here. That's very good. This person is seeing potential with you. They feel it could really go in a new direction. How else do they feel towards Virgo? Wow. And speak of the devil energy, and I just mentioned it. Here it is. The first sign to have the devil peek out. This immediately tells us that whoever this person is not done with you. They just couldn't get enough. What's one more time? This person is no stranger to the Arizona lottery. You can't win if you don't play. Let me tell you, I played a lot and lost a lot. All right. This devil immediately suggests to us that this person probably has attachment to how things were or how something played out between the both of you. You know, what I've learned, you know, granted, I'm not 70 years old, I'm not 80 years old, or I'm not 100 years old at this point in my life, but, you know, most people, when, you know, they get to that age, well, you know, if you interviewed them, will be able to give a solid reflection on the things that they've learned throughout life that, you know, are things to not do and the things you should do, all right? And I think a lot of people reach a point where they realize that there's just certain situations that can become dysfunctional or not so good, but for whatever reason, they still interest you, all right, despite being dysfunctional. All right, to me, this is kind of screaming that kind of energy. I think this is a person that likes some type of unusual situation ship between you two. Whether that's even if we're, I don't even know if this may just be something where it's like they just don't want you to completely disappear. Like, they don't know what significance you truly have in their life, but they don't want to see you go. It's like, I don't know. Maybe there's some slight dysfunction this person likes. But there's something they like about you. All right? This person feels that there's potential between you and them again. How does this person see Virgo? Says the Seven of Swords. You may be trying to evade this person. Avoid them. Good Lord. Why is this person not talking with Virgo? Goes over the Seven of Swords. It says King of Wands reversed. So it's basically saying because you're not talking to them or you're avoiding them. So it went right over the Seven of Swords, almost implying the king can't take action because can't get a hold of you, or you're avoiding this person. Or you don't want to deal with this person. Maybe I'm wrong about this. Maybe it's just them that's interested in you, not so much you. How does Virgo see this peach? We split the deck on the 5 of Wands. I'm going to take that. This could imply that some of you just see this person as a source of conflict. You just know what you're going to get. It also says death over the King of Wands. So this is somebody you closed the door on, you moved on from. I'm not so sure about that. This person hasn't closed the door. I saved the best for last. Okay. Well, how would Virgo feel if this this person that's not talking with Virgo, how would Virgo feel if they came around? It says the 6 of Wands reversed. No victory. It wouldn't work. It'd fail. Wow, your energy towards this person is astronomically negative. It's very negative. We have 10 of Wands here. Why are we doing this reading, I guess? Well, what is this person's intentions towards Virgo? So we have this 9. I'm not going to take that. Let's get a crow count. What is this? The person that is not talking with Virgo, what is their intentions towards Virgo? Wow. So we have King of Cups and Ace of Cups. All right. Here's my final thoughts here, Virgo. We can kind of close this reading out. Whoever this person is either going to be somebody that applies to you or it doesn't, because it is directly talking about somebody that, in my opinion, could have some degree, it could teeter, and I'm not saying 100%, but it could teeter on obsessive interest in a Virgo, all right? This to me seems like a person that you dealt with, perhaps you invested time into it, and then you started to realize that, hey, this person might have some issues and problems. Or maybe you just felt that, I don't know, whenever I'm around this person, there's problems that erupt, and it's just not going in the right direction. Could this person have drinking problems or drug problems? That's all possible. Could this person have some other issue I haven't mentioned here that's kind of bizarre and unusual? That's all possible, right? Whatever the case is, it's almost implying a Virgo that is almost trying to evade this person. One would ask, why would somebody try to do that? It's got to suggest that you see that there's so much negative with this person that it's best just to leave it alone. Just don't poke the beehive, just leave it alone, all right? Your energy also, whether it's true or it's not true, it is implying at least some attempt, or you did, to close this and leave it alone, all right? It's directly suggesting you see this as a source of drama, problems, or issues, and it wouldn't work. This person, on the other hand, does not seem to carry that same mindset. It almost implies that the only reason that they haven't really done anything with you is because they can't get a hold of you, or they know you don't want to talk with them, or you're trying to directly ignore them. In other words, maybe they have reached out to you and you just don't respond, or I don't know. It kind of seems like it's a person that is having some block or something between you and them. Like maybe they lost your number or can't find you. I'm not sure what the reason is, but it's showing them having like a strong interest towards you. And this further tells us everything we need to know. A king here with a cup. And you have this devil and the Ace of Wands. This is someone who's on a scale of 1 to 10 would be a 10 in the tarot for interest in you. But why is it saying that? Because that tells us that it's a Virgo that is eluding or evasive in some ways. In my opinion, that's hard for me to believe. I mean, with social media, phone numbers and stuff, I would think it'd be people would just be very easy to get a hold of. But it's kind of suggesting in this story that you're not. I just don't know how that, maybe there's something I'm not seeing or reading properly here. But that's what I got for you, Virgo. All right. I don't really know what else I can say about this person other than they see you as someone of strong interest. But everything here is suggesting that this was an individual overall that you clearly found or discovered something that was not a good idea to keep sticking around, or you abandoned ship. And this is not good either. It's almost implying that whatever issues were going on kept on going on. So it's like you kind of probably realized, F this, I'm checking out, I'm done. All right. So whether this person's turned another leaf, probably not. But you be the judge of that. That's what I got for you. All right. Wow. Interesting read. Leave me a like if you got something out of that, Virgo. Libra. I hope all the Libras are doing great. Tell me about a person our Libras are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can the sleeping cats in the bed know? Not that they're interested. What can we know about this person? Wow. It says the Ten of Swords. It's about the worst card you can get in the tarot. At least one of them. Whoever this person is somebody that left you high and dry, screwed you over, or you cut them off, or it didn't work. There's pretty much nothing to say. There's really nothing positive to say about the Ten of Swords in tarot. It is just directly a card that implies getting screwed over, bad endings, things not going your way. All right. I can assure you with confidence this person is not taking a nap. Clearly something happened to them. All right. It is supposed to suggest sometimes scenarios or situations or encounters with people that have a lot of unknowns. The darkness is a reflection that there's a lack of the sun energy. There's more moon energy, suggesting ominous unknowns, smoky trails, illusions, things occurring. Sometimes in these situations, it could be, I don't know, things escalated for all kinds of reasons, or it came like as a surprise. This can talk about, again, with the lack of clarity, affairs going on, betrayal. All right, so whoever this person is clearly not someone that it went very well with. All right. How does this person feel towards Libra? Too many cards. Put those back. Person that's not talking with Libra. How do they feel towards Libra? This person most certainly will come around. We got the Ace of Cups. This is one of the best cards to get. Oh, yeah. Wow, I'm going to take this too. This popped up. I was going to almost put it back. We have the Eight of Cups reversed here and the Magician. This is going to be an automatic no for me. All right. I have rarely ever say that. But once in a blue moon. And we don't have a blue moon right now. But if we did, this would be a no. All right. This is not good. If it's describing this person as this tells me immediately that this is a person that will come back around to restart something or attempt to do so. All right. It is showing that in their feelings towards you, there's still that potential. All right. How does this person see Libra? So it says the Seven of Wands. So it's saying they see you as guarded to them. Or, I mean, you be the judge here, Libra. I mean, just look at the card. We don't have to get too complicated with it. It's clear as day. It's suggesting that you're a little bit, wary to this person. All right. Why is this person not talking with Libra? Card comes out. Says the Hangman reversed. Maybe I will use that deck. Clarify the Hangman reversed. I want to take that. So it's saying why they are not talking with you is because they don't know what to do about you. All right. This Hangman reversed can imply somebody that is stuck. All right. In the upright, it's not so bad in the tarot because sometimes it can actually be positive. It can just be like pausing to reflect on something or reapproach things in a different way. But the reversal is never good because it implies if we just looked at the card by itself, it is talking about somebody that is descending into paralysis by analysis where they're trying to, make sense of something, but it's not productive. It's leading to nothing. What it's clarifying to is we have making a choice, moving forwards, left or right. It's saying that's not occurring. So it's implying there's some type of paralysis or analysis on what to do about Libra. They don't seem to have a solid answer to that. But oddly enough, despite me saying that, their feelings are countering that because it implies that despite that saying that, it is still suggesting there is potential with you. But despite that, you do have this Eight of Cups reversed, implying that if they did that, it would be coming back to a failed situation, something they already left. So it's like reheating leftovers, which no doubt, in my opinion, is weighing on their minds. So they're basically contemplating to leave this alone or to deal with it again. How does Libra see this person they're not talking to? How does Libra see this person? Wow. Says the devil. So you and Virgo's reading was it? Yeah, Virgo. Their reading was their reading was slightly different. I was gonna say go and watch the reading, but don't, because now that I think about it, their reading has some similarities, but it's different. So forget that. So this is saying something around the devil is never I don't want to go to extremes here, but that would imply that you see already that there is issues with this person, how this person is being described. This can talk about alcohol addictions, drug addictions, sex addictions. Can talk about somebody that is, got personality problems. I don't like to use the narcissism word in here. I think that's just crazy overused in tarot, but possible. All right, it's possible there's some type of unusual characteristic or obsessive behavior about this person, something abnormal. So it's saying that you see like an issue there. All right. That also tells us that whichever way we spin it, you already know that this is a person that is not good. You probably shouldn't deal with them. How does Libra feel towards this person? Wow. So we've got this 8 of Swords. But what's more interesting is it goes over the 7 of Wands. So again, is reiterating that whoever this person is somebody that you still think about. They bother you. This 8 of Swords is telling, because it says in some ways that there's old Libra right there, but it's saying all of these swords are suggestions in some ways that no matter what your opinion is about this person, whether you hate them, dislike them, or you don't give a shit what happened to them, it is still saying there are certain things, whether they're memories or things that happen, that bother you about this person. Why did they do what they did? How come this happened? Whatever. Use your imagination. There's so many things each one of those swords could be. It could also tell us things that you just don't have answers to. All right. This is also implying why a Libra would be guarded to this person, because there's a lot of unanswered questions and a lot of unknowns and things that don't have true transparency or clarity over. Why do you act this way towards me? You can't get a straight answer from them. What is the near future outcome of this potential situation between Libra and this person they're not talking to? Potential outcome. We have Moon here. I'm going to take that too. It says it'll come. Okay. Here's my final thoughts on this reading, Libra. This is not good, because this is implying that irregardless of whatever I'm saying here, it's saying that at some point there may be a potential that a decision will be made. In other words, in translation, this person will make an appearance, right? It's a no for me. There's no reality. If this is true or resonating, there's absolutely no reality where this could actually ever work. All right. This is all we really needed to know. This says that whatever happened here, this is a person that probably is difficult to be around, or they have, I don't know. Could it be a Libra that's also participating in this madness? That's possible too. All right. I'm not really sure what to make of this. All right, because if this person is crazy, one would ask the question or argue the point that you dealt with them. So, I don't know. But even if this person is kind of crazy or whatever, it's still saying that you're bothered by them, or there's things about them that you think about, but it's not in a good way. I'm not saying it's like good thoughts. It's like more bothersome thoughts about this person. Like, again, it could be why they did what they did or why they treat you the way that they do. All right. If this person actually did come around, I can't see anything positive. All right. This reading would really only apply to you if you know for a fact that this person screwed you over in some way. And I really emphasize that. All right. You know. But the odd thing that is mysterious about this reading is it does kind of highlight that with the moon, there's some degree of things you don't know about. Anything's possible. It's showing the 2 of Swords. So it's almost implying at some point there'll be a decision that'll kind of break the ice between you and this person and will lead to a potential outcome when you start interacting with them. Or the other possibility is nothing happens. All right? If I had to really stretch this, the only reason this would potentially happen is because both people are manifesting each other. Translation, they're both thinking about each other. So the universe will align something to see where it goes. That's what I got for you, Libra. This is a kind of a specific reading in my books. You really have to, you know, I don't know, resonate with somebody that kind of really strictly fits some of those descriptions I gave. All right, for that to apply. Let's go to Scorpio. Let's go to a reading that's not a total train wreck. Scorpio. I just narrowly escaped Libra's reading, so hopefully yours is going to be rainbows and gumdrops. Tell me about a person our Scorpios are not talking to. Who's this person? What can we know? What can I know? What can Scorpio know? What can the U.S. government know? What can ChatGPT that's spying on us know? Hold up, getting a message here. I am not spying on you. Oh, okay. Well, ChatGPT just wanted to message me. It's let me know that it's indeed not. It's not spying on me. That's good to know. A lot of confidence restored. All right, whoever this person is, Scorpio. It says Page of Cups reversed. All right, what does that mean? Who knows? I have no idea. Tell us more about the Page of Cups reversed. This could be a little brat. Just kidding. I'm always coining this card the brat card when it's reversed. It says Judgment reversed. What does that tell us? I don't know. Let's see what comes out in their feelings. My initial impression is this could be somebody that you've had some... Well, no, actually, I don't want to speak on this yet. How does this person that's not talking with Scorpio feel about Scorpio? I'll take that. I'm gonna have Page. So we have the Page of Pentacles reversed. How else do they feel about Scorpio? So it says the Queen of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so this isn't really helping us here because it's just basically saying it's a big pile of nothing energy. Why is this not going anywhere? Why is it suggesting it? So it says the Ace of Cups reversed. Okay. So this reading is probably not going to be so straightforward. So far, all it's really saying here, Scorpio, is that whoever this person is, in my opinion, is probably somebody that is not, it's almost implying like a situation with somebody that's going nowhere. This person, I was going to say the possibility with this card is somebody that kind of spies on you a little bit. I don't ever use that kind of terminology when I do readings, but it is possible here because I'm like, well, what else would they be doing? Everything's reversed here. This could be a Scorpio that just didn't see this person as long-term material. There seems like a rejection here. One would ask the immediate question of why are we even doing this reading? How does this person that it's not going anywhere with, we have this Queen of Cups reversed here. I'm probably going to take that because that probably tells us that this is a person that you're just not interested in. How does this person see Scorpio? The one that's not talking with Scorpio. How do they see Scorpio? We have failed relationship. What are the fucking odds of that? Excuse my language. We got... Look at that! How about that? We have a King and a Queen reversed with matching energy. So this unfortunately brings us back to the same question. What is the point of this? Because this just seems like it's two people that don't care about each other. Why is this person not talking with Scorpio? We have Moon here. I'm going to take that. Why is this person not talking with Scorpio? It's the Knight of Cups. Okay, we got the picture. So nothing's going on. It's stuck. We got a big nothing burger here. Okay. why are we doing this reading? And it says moon. We're going to take that again. So clearly it's suggesting there is something we don't know here. What is it? Why is the moon energy coming out? Tell us more about the moon. It says again, the page. We have a page here. How does Scorpio see this person they're not talking to? And we have the Queen of Cups reversed again. So I'm going to take that as well. I get the impression here, Scorpio, this has got to be somebody that you're just emotionally you're disconnected from. This has to be a dead situation. Like a situation that's been done. So the only clue it's giving us is that there's something we don't really know, potentially, or that's amiss here. How does Scorpio feel about this person they're not talking to? No, that's probably not a good question to ask. Man, what is the right question to ask here? Tell us more about why is this person manifesting Scorpio? It says Empress, but we're not going to take that. This could suggest they still have attraction towards you, but tell us more about the moon energy. It says Temperance. That's not really telling me anything. What is this person's intentions towards Scorpio? The person that's not talking with Scorpio, what is their intentions towards Scorpio? It says a crossroads. Why would this person be at a crossroads if they don't care about Scorpio? So we're not going to take that. Let's use a different deck here. Clarify the right wand. So we have a queen here. Okay. Hopefully you're not that old. What is the left wand? So we're going to take that. We split the deck here. This Eight of Cups energy has been very prominent here. And there's this, look. There's the Ace of Cups here. Remember we got that earlier? All right. Finally, we've come to the end of this reading. All right. This is a person, Scorpio, that for the life of me, it still kind of doesn't make 100% sense here. But if I had to take a gander, is keeping tabs on you. All right. Take that with a grain of salt, but there's two cards here suggesting the possibility of some individual of some sort that is checking up on you, all right? How exactly they're doing that, I don't know. I would assume it's probably social media, all right? That is telling us that there's some nosy curiosity about you, all right? The big problem with this reading, as I pointed out earlier, is that it seems like it's a dead situation, all right? There's nothing here to suggest that there's any chemistry or anything interesting between the both of you. In fact, it suggests identical energy. Both are shut off. All right. It almost implies that if there was some attempt to reconnect, it failed. I don't think, it doesn't really suggest that, but if there was, all right. there's no true clarity. It almost suggests that from a Scorpio side, that from the Scorpio position, is that this is a person you've just lost interest in, or you've had no interest in for quite a while. What is the only potential clue on why we're doing this reading is implying that at some point this person is going to come to a conclusion, whether they do tomorrow or the next day or a week later or a month, I don't know. But it's saying that there some type of decision will be made here on to either reach out to you to talk or to just throw it in the garbage and walk away. All right. Why would they do that? It's implying that it already failed before, so this person would just keep it as that. It's nothing's going to happen. So that would be a defeatist situation where there's no point. Don't bother with it. Just leave it be. All right. This card, I've said in the other readings because it's come out a lot today, can tell us in some ways that this person still has some type of roots to you, like whether that's memories or familiarity of some sort. So this tells me that this person still has some attraction, in my opinion, to certain things about you, but even in saying that, it seems like it's become a situation where there's probably a lot of unknowns at this point. All right. I would assume this could even be a person that has been gone from the picture for quite some time. All right. But there is interest to talk to you. All right. One would assume, why would somebody even bother to make that effort? And we see that they're contemplating maybe just throwing it in the towel. Is because there is indeed some interest to see if there's still some life left between the both of you. All right. My final opinion is that this is a person that is contemplating one final shot in the dark that maybe, I don't know, maybe this is a scenario where they reach out and then you're like, I just became single and I'm definitely looking for a cup of coffee, and I was really hoping somebody would ask me out to that. And you just popped up in my DMs. Would you like to go out to coffee with me? This could be somebody that is just seeing if something like that actually happens. On the flip side, it's quite entirely possible you're like, don't even respond, don't care, or you're just like, hey, yeah, everything's good. Couple lines, and then that's it. All right. That's all I got for you, Scorpio. Seems like a true mystery situation. There's a lot of uncertainty in this reading. And I do think this person probably doesn't really have any expectations on where it would even go with you if it did. I think they just have genuine, some sort of curiosity about the potential of reconnecting with you. All right. Probably also tells us that this person may not have a lot going on in their life, or they came out of something. Maybe they're looking for a rebound. Maybe they've been single for a long time. Who knows? All right. Anyways, good luck to you, Scorpio. They need to be stunned again, so you can finish the job. Sagittarius. Tell us about a person our Sagittarius are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can Sagittarius know? So it says the world reversed. Tell us about the world reversed. Why is this person being described as the world reversed? It says the Ace of Wands. So this is telling us here, this was a person that had a lot of potential. All right? A lot of potential, but it did not go anywhere. All right? This Ace of Wands being reversed here can oftentimes describe, especially when paired with the world, in this case, can talk about explosive potential or energy that could have led to something, but for whatever reason, it didn't. It just didn't. Tell us about this person that had a lot of potential with Sagittarius and it just never went anywhere. How do they feel about Sagittarius? Card comes out. It says the Two of Wands. So there is some contemplation already about you. All right. How else do they feel about Sagittarius? That fell out there. I'm not going to take it. It's the King of Cups, but the card's broken, so we can't. It's not really reliable at this point. But we'll note that the King could have been watching. But again, we're not going to take that. How does this person feel towards Sagittarius? Give me one more card. This person that's not talking to Sagittarius. So it says the Knight of Swords here, but it's reversed. So this person evidently is suggesting, has wanted to say something to you, but is not. Bummer. Pretty much that actually would make sense. They're just quite honestly watching you from afar. Like a real stalker with that telescope there. Tell us more about the Knight of Swords reversed. So it says Five of Swords reversed. I don't think that has any relevance here. Tell us, give me another card. Clarify Knight of Swords reversed. Why is that showing up in this person's feelings? So evidently it did have some meaning. All right, so we have Three of Swords here. So this is saying in this person's feelings, all right, if we look at the clarifications first here, Sagittarius, you have the Five of Swords reversed and you have the Three of Swords. That can tell us that there was some type of ending that may not have been the greatest in how it was perceived, all right? It's kind of hard to kind of say that it wasn't so bad because this Five of Swords tells us in some ways that at some point, you know, there was kind of a loss for both sides, them and you. All right, the reversal here is telling us it kind of ended, but there's Three of Swords energy suggesting that the situation could still be kind of tense or something like that. It's saying in some ways that is why this person's not saying anything. In plain English, maybe I should just leave this alone. I don't want to poke the beehive. You know, it's just better. Okay, and I don't want to say that it is the most extreme scenario or something like that. Who knows exactly how this is really playing out? It's just saying this person sees something that's maybe not a good idea to kind of ruffle the feathers or rock the boat type thing. It's just, you know, holding back kind of. How does this person see Sagittarius, the person that's not talking with Sagittarius. So it says the 10 of Wands reversed. So there's the upright of that. I actually like this version because it really reflects the 10 of Wands energy a little bit better. Some of the other versions are just completely useless on what the artists have used, but this one really encompasses the 10 of Wands energy. That can suggest difficulty or struggles trying to complete something, being near the finish line, right? But the reversal here borderline suggests collapse, defeat, giving up, beating a dead horse. You're done, all right? So this person sees you as kind of a situation that perhaps it couldn't work, all right? It already kind of shows, it already shows that it was wasted potential. So it's saying something here for the second time, it couldn't work, all right? It's saying that there was some type of problem between the both of you that was probably not solvable. Why is this person not talking with Sagittarius? Person that's not talking with Sagittarius, why are they not talking with Sagittarius? So it says the Justice reversed. Wow. So it's suggesting that something is not fair, not equal, not right, not balanced. Or there is, again, disagreements or two opposing sides. All right. This Justice, if we just look at the imagery, is suggesting in some ways all is right, karma is balanced. The reversal is suggesting something went wrong. All right. What are we getting from this reading? It's telling us that whoever this person is feels at odds with you. But this is also telling us that despite that, this person is still seeing the possibility of something. They've got the holding the future in their palm there. See the cat's like all mesmerized and shit. Probably thinks it's a giant ball of catnip. Give it to me! Just kidding. All right. All right. How does Sagittarius see this down? We'll give you attention after, I promise. How does Sagittarius see this person they're not talking to? So we have this 9 of Pentacles. So this can talk about independent energy. Somebody's just doing their own thing. You can see in this card, she's just basically reading her book, drinking wine, doing her own thing. Give me a second. Let me just let this dog out. Come on. There you go. This may give us a clue here that you might just see this person as doing, again, just doing their own thing, Sagittarius. That's kind of how I'm going to take it. Tell us about the Justice reversed. Says the Magician reversed. So that can be quite negative. I don't think I'm going to talk about that because that's just going to stir up a lot of possibilities that, you know, I don't think are really that applicable here. So Magician Reverse can talk about kind of deception, accusations around that, trickster energy, manipulation, things like that. It would fit 100% to the Justice Reverse, but I just can't really see it being like that extreme here. All right. It does kind of imply that this could have been a situation that went down that road, but I don't want to make extreme assumptions like that. All right. If this person came around to Sagittarius, how would Sagittarius feel? Doesn't say anything. If this person that's not talking with Sagittarius came around, it says the Ace of Pentacles reversed. So it's saying you would not take the offer. Okay. Why not? So it says the Page of Pentacles reversed. You just don't see it going anywhere. All right. You know, to get that is extremely telling. The literal odds of getting that right after that question is probably 1 in a billion. All right. That's almost telling us directly that it's like if I took that pentacle, it wouldn't go anywhere. So here's my final conclusion here. Sagittarius, whoever this person is appears to be somebody that, again, this situation had that potential as I talked about. Perhaps there was a glimmer of hope that it was going to blossom into something positive when you first met this person, interacted with them. Maybe there was some good times, who knows. But whatever the case is, it's kind of implying it failed. All right, plain and simple. Is it possible that there was some varying degrees of drama? It does imply that here, all right? And, you know, this Three of Swords can suggest it was not the best ending or how things ended. Could have been even as far as a lot of, you know, unnecessary BS between each other. Arguing or fighting is highly possible in this reading, all right? It does kind of suggest this person is... It's suggesting like they're not talking with you because they feel they're at odds with you. All right, they may not agree. They may have disagreements between something that happened in the past or how something went. All right. All right. They also, in some ways, see you as being like difficult, or it's just impossible to really, I don't know, go anywhere with you. All right. 10 of Wands reverse is not good because it just kind of says it's like, what's the point kind of energy. In their feelings, though, it is showing the Two of Wands, which does tell us that despite me telling you all this, it is still showing that they are reflecting on some type of potential decision, which, based on the other readings I've done so far, could tell us that this person is contemplating whether to come around again, right? Which was why I was asking that other question there. But that is, if this is true, it is almost suggesting that even if this person came around, a lot of you would probably just shut it down, all right? I said I wouldn't take this, but it's the only thing that could probably make some sense here, that this person is potentially still got some type of attraction or maybe wants to see about things, where things could potentially go again. But my final thoughts on this is I just don't see the potential of this going anywhere. There's not enough energy here to really suggest that it would. All right, but the only reason I can think this is coming out in the reading is because this person is still contemplating whether to reappear. All right, but if that's true, what it's saying there, then their efforts are going to be in vain. So good luck to you, Sagittarius. I don't know. You be the judge on what you think is true and what's not. Dead on arrival, because it's dead on arrival. Capricorn. How are all my Capricorns doing? Are you doing well? I hope you are. Tell me about a person our Capricorns are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can Capricorn know? What can some other nosy sign that is watching Capricorn's reading know? What can we know about this person that's not talking about, or not talking to Capricorn? Who is this person? I'm going to take that. I am not going to take that. Well, we'll take it. Give me one card to describe who this person might be. So it says the Seven of Swords. So we've got some Aquarius energy there. This is almost like someone that broke out of jail. They broke out of jail. Jeez. This is death here. That came out. I'm going to take that. How does this person that's not talking with Capricorn feel towards Capricorn? Nine of Pentacles. So whoever this person is seeing the possibility of making something happen between the both of you. Okay. Now, I know I'm saying it like that, like it's so certain, but I'm just saying potential. Okay. Potential. The death can tell us here a rebirth of sorts, which always can talk about a brand new slate. All right. This horse here with this crow on here is bringing a pentacle, and you notice that there's plenty of new growth here, suggesting the possibility. And you'll notice that there was a bunch of these flowers over here, suggesting another chapter. All right. Something new. A rebirth of sorts. But this Seven of Swords is probably suggesting someone that has actually been out of the picture, absent, secretive, evasive. Haven't heard from them. Don't know where they are. Don't care. There are a lot of other negatives with the Seven of Swords, though, but I'm kind of waiting to see what else comes out, because this can also tell us that this person may have a bit of a not so good side to them as well. They may have qualities that are not so great. Tell us about the person that is not talking with Capricorn. How do they see Capricorn? So it says the world. Again, this person is seeing a potential here. Why is this? If this person is seeing a new potential, a new possibility, a new chapter, why are they not talking with Capricorn? So I have Moon. I'm going to take that too. What are the odds of that? It says world horizontal and it goes over the world. So, correction. They're unsure it would actually work. This tells us that there's one of two outcomes here. One, this will go to plan, or it won't. All right? That tells us that whoever this person is, and this is why this came out, because it is a card. It can be a card, depending on how you read it and what the situation is, can be good. It can also be bad when the moon shows, because it tells us in this case, this person has a wee bit of uncertainty, or there's some unknowns or some variables that are not yet conclusive. doubt, in plain English. Okay. So I was kind of initially thinking this person was quite confident here in their decision, but it's actually suggesting they're not. But they have potential, so that's good in a way, I guess. So it's saying why they're not talking to you is that despite this, they're just not really actually certain that this would work. Why would it say they're not certain? Tell us about the world horizontal. So it says the Knight of Wands reversed, and it went over the world. That doesn't really tell me. What does that even mean? Well, let me ask, how does Capricorn see this person they're not talking to? How does Capricorn see? So we have this 5 of Wands. I'm going to take that. And we have 2. Maybe I'm hesitant, or I want to take both of these, you know. No, I won't make an assumption like that. I wanted to take that because it seemed right. Because that would tell me that in some ways that you are standoffish to this person. But I don't really know that for sure. How does Capricorn see this person they're not talking to? Okay, we got... It says a King of Pentacles and the Page of Cups reversed. Well, they definitely show up in Pentacle energy. What is odd about this reading, Capricorn, is what it's implying here is that how it's actually saying, when I asked how you saw them, it's not saying it particularly bad. It shows King of Pentacles, which is, in my opinion, it's good. It can suggest somebody that in some ways, but this Page of Cups reverse is implying in some ways that you're not seeing any actual effort from them. Which matches this, because it's saying in some ways evasion. So, in plain English, it's saying your opinion of them is that you see certain qualities that could be, I don't know, nice, or you enjoy, or certain things that you would like. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter what you like. It's like, does that person have reciprocal interest to you? It's almost implying that you're not seeing them do anything. What baffles me, though, is that it is showing in their energy that they do have interest. And I already spoke about that. The only thing that is really snagging this whole thing up is it just saying that this person, the one that is suggesting you don't see any effort, is snagged up on whether they should or shouldn't. Why is this person that's not talking with Capricorn, why are they hesitant about Capricorn? It's saying the Hermit reversed, and it goes over the very thing that we asked about earlier, which is this world. So it's saying that they're incredibly unsure it would work with you. The Hermit reverse is not good because it says that they've thought about this for a while and haven't come to a conclusion about it. Ah, yeah, 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 yeah. What does, let me ask this. What, the person that is not talking with Capricorn, what don't they like about Capricorn? What does this person not like about Capricorn? I don't think I can really ask the tarot this, but I'm just, whatever. This is ace. No, I'm not going to take that. What question can we ask? What is causing this person to be in the Hermit reversed energy? What's causing this? Well, then it's going to just say that. Why is this person uncertain? Okay, because then I'll just say it because it doesn't work. What are they concerned about? That just really asks the same question. So I don't know how to word this, Capricorn. Person that's not talking with Capricorn, what is bothering, concerning them, they're unsure about with Capricorn? What is causing this Hermit reversed energy in the moon? So it just tells us King of Pentacles and it goes over the Knight of Pentacles. I don't know. Here's my final thoughts on this person, Capricorn. Okay. I think this is the only reading I'm going to say that I actually don't really understand this person's motive here or what they're trying to accomplish. In my opinion, this is an individual that seems to be distant from you, all right, or evading you, or has been out of the picture for a while, all right? I'm reading it as the Seven of Swords in this case, so that card does sometimes tell us that it is somebody that is just doing that, being stealthy, sneaky, evading, not revealing much, being in the distant, right? Maybe you've just kind of forgot about this person. I don't know. Their feelings are positive to you. I already kind of went over that about a potential new chapter, all right? There's this King over this Knight of Pentacles here, also implying the, again, very good for a potential of a new start, all right? The only thing that is snagging this whole situation up is this concern about whether it could actually work or not. Or it would, you know, this is like that person that can think about this wonderful scenario, but in reality, they don't know if it would actually work. Which tells me that they have some type of doubt. I try to ask around that. It doesn't seem like it's going to answer that. I don't really know why I can't get an answer for that. It just says from your standpoint that you see this person not, I mean, this isn't bad. So it's saying that you do see something that you like about this person, but you're not seeing any effort from them. All right, so what can Capricorn expect in the near future? We have this Knight of Swords. I'm going to take that. And we have both cards of communication. Maybe I will take that. Clarify page of Wands in the Knight of Swords. So we have Justice with this King. So this is a person that may... Okay, that's a shot in the dark there, Capricorn. I honestly, in my opinion, this is a real stretch. All right. But if this does happen, it does imply this person will potentially reach out. All right. Yeah, whatever. I'm done with this reading. I'm not even, in my opinion, I still don't really buy that. All right. This person really seems on the fence, and it would have been very helpful to know why this is occurring on, because then I could have made a better decision, but evidently I'm not supposed to know. All right. What do you think? Is this, does anybody resonate with this? This seems like a very different reading from the other readings we've had so far for this video. Good luck to you, Capricorn. No clue what this person will do. The tarot suggests they'll reach out. I'm not so sure of that, but that's what it says. Aquarius. How's the Aqua Gang doing? I could not for the life of me figure out what was going on in Capricorn's reading, so hopefully yours will have a bit more transparency. Tell me about a person that our Aquarius are not talking to. Who is this person and what can we know? What can Aquarius know? It says the Four of Cups upright. First time I'm seeing that card in all the readings. We got Cancer energy. This is someone that is in the reflection energy of the should've, the could've, the would've. If it's not that, it is somebody that is reflecting on the past. About what was, but not how things are now. So, this in like plain English, Aquarius, it's the rose-colored glasses. There's some reflection on the good times or something that went well or something that could have been, the potential of something. But the problem with this energy is oftentimes says that whatever that situation was it's gone. It slipped between your hands. This also implies in this version of the Four Cups, with the Three Cups being present, that whoever this individual is has other things around them, but is not showing interest to them. In other words, they're reflecting on you. All right. In other words, they're not entirely satisfied with what they got. Whether that's totally true or not, who knows? Tell us about this person that's not talking with Aquarius, that seems to be daydreaming about Aquarius or something along those lines, or having some type of nostalgia. How do they feel towards Aquarius? Says the Tower. Well, first time we're seeing that. How else do they feel towards Aquarius? Says the Two of Pentacles, which is like the literal total opposite of the Tower. How is that even possible? It literally says in their feelings that on the one hand, we have total shake-up, things go total nightmare. I mean, this guy falling out the building here is clearly not having his best day. But then we have the complete and total opposite, suggesting things are stable. So we've got contrasting energy that tells us that there is, again, some sort of reflection occurring. But it's still a little bit of a mystery for how it's showing in their feelings towards you. Because again, how do you have both? How does this person see Aquarius? This person that's not talking with Aquarius, how do they see Aquarius? Do I take this? It says 10 of Cups reversed. This person basically sees that you and them are toast. All right. The reversal of the 10 of Cups is never good because it implies that there is a emotional disconnect. Whatever good bond that was there has been broken. It's detached. This can be people falling out with each other, having a change of heart. All right. That in real life typically never happens unless something bad happened or the relationship changed in such a way that it became increasingly negative to the point it could not support any more emotional growth. All right. It's already giving us a clue that whoever this person was clearly fell out with you. I mean, literally. So they're seeing that things could be cold between the both of you. I would imagine, Aquarius, given that that's showing up like that, this is probably a person that you are not on the best of terms with. All right. May not be as extreme as I'm saying it, but it's possible. Right. Why is this person not talking with Aquarius? Person that's not talking with Aquarius, why are they not talking with Aquarius? It says the Lovers reversed. Again, it's highlighting that there is a total disconnect between you and this person. You know, this is a very, getting this card though, and this particular version again, there's different depictions of descriptions of the cards, but with this deck, you can clearly see that there was a passionate connection. Another thing that I want to point out here is the, I can't remember 100% what the author said the reason was for the fading of this guy in the background here, but who cares, okay? The point I'm trying to make is that they can kind of describe a fantasy of some sort. In other words, it could have been, maybe in this person's mind, at some point, there was some kind of fantasy romance going on, or something that was briefly high chemistry or it worked. Do I think that's probably suggesting memories from the past? Yes. Is it likely that nostalgia can probably paint things better than they actually are? Yes. All right, but the thing is, it's showing the reversal here. So somewhere along the lines, that ship sailed, all right, or things ended. All right, we'll also have 10 of Cups, or 10 of Swords here. Why does this person that's not talking to Aquarius, why is the Tower in their feelings? It says the Moon. What that could mean is, I don't know. The Moon, again, talks about clouding, or things we shouldn't know, or we don't know, or there's more to the story. How does Aquarius see this person? Person that Aquarius is not talking to, how does Aquarius see this person? So it says you are standoffish to this person. The Queen of Swords is holding a sword for a reason, Aquarius. You're not sure about them. Or you're either not sure because it's like you don't know where this person is or what to think about this person at this point in life. Or the other option is that you do know where you stand with this person, and that is best with a sword. Translation, you don't trust them. That's possible, just saying. You're wary to them. One would ask, why? All right. Tell us more. The person that's not talking with Aquarius, what is their interest in the Four of Cups energy? It says the King of Swords. How odd that there is synergistic energy here. This tells me in some ways, if I'm honest here, Aquarius, that at baseline, that there is probably some similarities between you and this person. All right. In what way? I don't know. All right. I'm not saying that you're a perfect match, peas in a pod. Not saying that. I'm just saying that I'm almost guaranteeing this person sees that you two have something, somewhere that's compatible. I don't know if it's physical features, the way you talk. There's something of interest that I think they see as compatible with them. What is blocking this person from coming towards Aquarius? This person that's not talking with Aquarius, what's blocking them? It says the Four of Swords here. We also have this, look at that. So we have the Nine of Swords. One would ask if this person feels you don't want to talk to them. It says from your side you'd be open to it, but it's actually saying the opposite here, at least from their standpoint. This is a card of recovery. It can talk about separation, time out from each other, being distant. The card lacks communication, implying that there's, again, got two cards of no talking here. And it also suggests some sort of uncertainty with this person towards you. What does this person want with Aquarius? Can we know? It says the Ten of Pentacles. All right. Here's my final thoughts on whoever this person is, Aquarius. As I pointed out, some chance this person could have matching qualities or something to you, or there was some past similarities or chemistry that suited this person quite well. All right. Something brought this situation to an end. I already showed you the Tower and all that kind of stuff. To me, it seems like whatever caused this to go reverse and this to go reversed wasn't something very small. All right. My guess is that this is a person that there was a major blowout or something that horribly went wrong, or I don't know. Maybe this person wasn't diamonds and pearls. All right. Maybe you aren't either, Aquarius. It could be a mutual situation where both parties were not so good with each other. I don't know. But whatever the case, it doesn't matter. It's just saying there was a deep disconnect. It seems like they went one way, you went another. All right. This person is now kind of viewing it that this is a kind of a situation that's dead in some ways. But there's still some type of sitting under the tree about the should've, the could've, the would've's, or what was, or how it was at some point, right? I think this person probably views it, it's just kind of neutral and it's fine right now between the both of you. It's just, you're doing you and I'm doing me, all right? This person with this Ten of Pentacles tells us that despite what I'm saying here, there's still some interest in you, all right? But the Ten of Pentacles can be a good card here, Aquarius, but one has to ask what this person's motives would actually be, all right? The reason I'm saying that is it is showing this treasure chest here, which could be materialistic reasons, right? Because this is all the chemistry is gone. So I don't know what else would they be searching for. I don't know, all right? The Ten of Pentacles can suggest sometimes a long-term partner or a relationship or a marriage even, or something like that. Someone they can settle down with. All right, but this person definitely sees you and them still at odds with each other. I think it still kind of is on their mind where they don't really know if they should stick around with you again or not. All right. My final impression is this person's on the fence, but if we had to take a guess at their motives, in a perfect world, they are thinking about the potential that you could potentially work out again. All right. But you be the judge of that. This is also kind of suggestive from their standpoint. You ain't talking with them or you don't want to have contact with them. But according to the tarot, that's not entirely accurate. Is it? I don't know. That's what I got for you, Aquarius. Good luck to you. This probably is, yeah. Maybe it's just best left in the past. Let's go to Pisces and get this rodeo done. So ready for it to be done. Pisces, you are the last sign. Tell me about a person our Pisces are not talking to. Who is this person? What can we know? What can Pisces know? What can the cats know in the bed? Card comes out. It says the King of Pentacles. Great. I think you're like the only sign where it's given something positive as a description. All right, so this could be an established person of some sort. I mean, it's not much for me to say on it. King of Pentacles is a great card in the tarot. It can, I mean, you can see all the apples and everything. In this version, it's suggesting abundance, which the Pentacle energy in the King or Queen upright can suggest that. So that can probably give us a clue it's an established person. What is this person thinking, or not thinking, how do they feel towards Pisces? This person that's not talking with Pisces, that's being described as a King of Pentacles. It says the Six of Cups. This is also positive, suggesting there is some type of nostalgia occurring. And strength. So we can probably assume that this person is holding back from you. All right. I'm just throwing it out there for those of you that potentially have kids, because anytime I see the kids in the picture, it's always a possibility. All right, this could be somebody, given also the King of Pentacles, that is already a baby daddy, or someone that an ex-partner, ex-husband. Won't apply to all of you, but it's possible. All right. Person, if that is true, and it is someone you've had kids with, something like that, they're thinking family stuff in this case for sure. But again, the holding, it's kind of implying it might be best just to hold back from you. How does this person that's not talking with Pisces, how do they see Pisces? Wow, this came out. We had Devil and we have King of Wands. This person does still have interest in you. Again, it continues on with their energy here, suggesting interest. All right, the Devil is here. I don't really think it's particularly bad. It is probably suggesting lust here, going to this King. Let's see here. Why is this person not talking with Pisces if they have such interest or infatuation with Pisces? It says the Queen of Swords reversed. Okay. This can imply you aren't interested in talking, or you have blocked this person, or I don't know, you just are being resistant yourself to this person. How does Pisces see this person that we're spying? Or no, why do I think we're doing spying them? So it immediately said Two of Pentacles reversed, and it went to the Queen of Swords reversed. So this may be one of two things that it's suggesting. All right, you either see this person as erratic or not as good as I'm describing them, or it is suggesting potential for juggling here. Again, not a common description that I tried. There's a few kind of things that I try to avoid on this channel, like talking about narcissism, all that crap. All right, but this card, when it's reversed, can talk about juggling, and the only reason I'm saying that is because one would ask, if you're clearly not talking with this person, maybe you don't trust them. Maybe you feel that this person was, I don't know, involved, had more than one choice. So what I find odd about this reading is their energy suggests the opposite of how you're viewing this person. No idea why. Actually, Wes, that is not true, your description. This king does not have all that fruit. is quite barren in that refrigerator. Why is this person that's not talking with Pisces, why is Six of Cups in their energy? So we're not, well, I guess we can take the Lovers reversed here. Because that's just, again, telling us about the past. Why is Devil and how they see Pisces? So we had 3 of Pentacles. I'm not taking that. All right. The question here, Pisces, is what question to ask? Why would it suggest Pisces is Queen of Swords reversed towards this person? It says Judgment reversed and goes over the Devil. Tell me about the Devil. Maybe there is more to this than I'm seeing. Tell me about the Devil. It says Justice reversed. All right, well, look. Maybe this person there's something more to this person that I'm seeing. All right, the Justice reverse can talk about some negative things when it goes to the Devil energy. So perhaps this is not as, maybe this person does, as I said, have a little bit more of, I don't want to say nefarious history, but perhaps cheating could be a thing here too for some of you. All right. Or lying or manipulation or anything that you may feel is negative, because if it's going to the Devil, that's generally not good. That can tell us that there's certain behaviors or something that you don't like about this person that you think is quite negative. All right. What is this person that's not talking with Pisces? What is their intentions towards Pisces? What we got here? So it's the Ten of Pentacles, Queen of Cups. We'll take that. What is stopping them from getting the Ten of Pentacles and Queen of Cups? Says the Ace of Swords. I don't know what that's saying there. So we already know here, Pisces, that this person does have interest in you. But one would ask again, the question, why are you not talking with this person or cutting this person off? Because it's implying that the only reason that hasn't happened is because of Ace of Swords. But that comes back to this, suggesting that there's a communication problem here. So I can only come up with a couple possibilities here. Either A, this person is blocked. B, you've already told this person you don't want to hear from them again. C, you basically changed numbers, they haven't got your number, and they have no ways of getting a hold of you. All right, that is possible. All right, but it seems to be implying that this person does have interest to approach you again. All right, despite whatever this negativity is here. All right. If I had to guess here, it's showing that your side seems very suspicious towards this person, or you don't trust them. Is this person the King of Pentacles? Well, I'm not so sure, because it's kind of almost implying, as I pointed out earlier, that you're seeing this person not as this energy, implying that they're actually more a non-stable person. If this person came around the Pisces, what would Pisces do? says 4 of cups. No, we're not going to take that. Let's ask a different deck. You would be disappointed. I just don't believe that. How would Pisces feel if this person came around? Yeah, it shows 8. So it says 8 of Swords. You feel like this person's taking you to prison? So we got 4 of Pentacles, no, 4 of Cups, and then we had 8 of Swords. So both of those are suggesting either uncertainty or a lot to be desired. I don't know what else to ask in this reading here, Pisces. I think overall my final consensus here is that this is somebody that clearly you've distanced yourself from, and you, for whatever reason, seem to think that this person could be overbearing or they have issues about them that you are aware of. All right. This also, this Lovers being reversed, tells me in some ways that you and them have already fell out between the both of each other. This has been gone, based on what it's saying here. This person essentially has some interest, whether they'll actually follow through with it, to reconnect with you, maybe see, like basically revive the past is what I'm trying to say here. All right. It strongly suggests you're wary to this person. There's a lot to be desired about them, or there's qualities or things that you don't like about this person. So even in my opinion, if this person came around, they would be probably run into, I don't want to say a brick wall, but there would be quite a few landmines to get through. All right. If that is true and you're like, yeah, I would probably be resistant to this person, then the chances of it even working or them being successful is quite low. All right. But hey, they can dream. All right. One would also ask about the communication in this reading. Are they blocked? Why does it suggest they're having a hard time getting a hold of you? All right. I don't know. Who knows? All right. I'll ask one more time and then I'm done. Why the person that's not talking with Pisces, why does it suggest difficulty communicating with Pisces? What is causing a problem? It says the moon. Either unknowns, uncertainty, clouding. Again, this can kind of tell us. I mean, if this person doesn't have your contact details or something, that could be a problem. I mean, that would match that, wouldn't it? We wouldn't know. But I also have some reservation about that, because in these days we all have social media, so it's like unless your profile was like hidden and they couldn't contact you, then maybe there's a possibility that you know, no ways to contact you, right? Good luck to you, Pisces. Only question is, do you want this peach back in your life? I don't know. You be the judge of that. Thanks for watching. Leave me a like if you got something out of this. And if you're not subscribed, please subscribe, because I'm like so close to 8,000 subscribers. This person could have potential earth sign, fire sign qualities about them. All right. Yeah.